My name is Willow Frell. I'm 32 years old, and 4 months ago, my life split cleanly into a before and an after. It started with a message from an unknown number. Fly home. Don't say anything to your mother and brother. I read it on a sunlit balcony while watching the two people who had erased me from their lives laugh like nothing had ever happened. Something in my chest turned cold. 12 hours later, I was standing in an airport in Connecticut, facing a truth so sharp it knocked the air out of me. But to understand how I got there, you need to know where it began. On a rainy November night when I was 11 years old, I walked into our kitchen holding a school permission slip, needing nothing more than a signature and $3. My mother was on the phone, her voice calm, detached. When she hung up, she looked at me like I was something she didn't want to deal with anymore. She told me to pack my things. I thought she meant for school. I even smiled. Then she said, "You're leaving tonight." My brother stood on the stairs, watching, saying nothing. My mother handed me a garbage bag, opened the door to the storm, and told me to go and not come back. I walked 3 miles in the rain, my shoes soaked, the bag tearing in my hands, until I reached my grandfather's house. He didn't ask questions. He just pulled me into his arms and told me I was home. That was the last time anyone in my family held me for over 2 decades. My grandparents raised me quietly, lovingly. They never forced me to talk about what happened, but they gave me something better: stability. My grandmother filled the house with warmth, food, and routine. My grandfather was quieter, more observant, always fixing something, always building. He once told me, "Someday you'll understand why I'm saving the best for you." I didn't understand then. I just held on to the feeling that I mattered to someone. My mother never called. My brother never wrote. I became a ghost in their world. When my grandmother passed away, the house grew quieter, but my grandfather stayed strong for me. He helped me apply to college, encouraged me to build a future. Before he died, he kept a locked box in his closet and told me it held my future. I didn't question it. After his funeral, my mother reappeared, playing the role of grieving daughter perfectly, never once acknowledging me. My brother leaned in and whispered that there was nothing left for me, that everything belonged to our mother now. I believed him. I left for college with nothing but determination. I worked, studied, struggled, and built a life from scratch. By my late 20s, I had created a company that helped young people aging out of foster care find mentors and support. It became successful. On paper, I had everything, but inside, I still carried the girl who had been thrown out in the rain. Then one day, my mother called. She said she was sick. She said she'd changed. She said she wanted us to be a family again. Against my better judgment, I agreed to meet them for a short vacation. I told myself it was closure. It wasn't. From the moment I arrived, something felt off. My brother asked too many questions about money. My mother rewrote the past in front of strangers, claiming I had run away as a child. Then they presented me with documents, asking me to sign what they called a family trust. I recognized it for what it was: a trap. It would give my brother control over assets I didn't even know existed. At the same time, I started receiving anonymous messages warning me to be careful. I didn't know who to trust, but something in me finally chose survival over hope. I left before sunrise without telling them. When I landed back home, I was met by my grandfather's attorney and the police. That's when everything unraveled. My grandfather had left his entire estate to me, millions in assets, and had carefully planned to reveal it only if my family came back for me. He knew they would. And worse, my brother had discovered this months earlier. He and my mother had planned the reunion to get me to sign everything over. When that didn't work, they had arranged a backup plan, something far darker. The evidence was undeniable. Messages discussing how to make my death look like an accident. My brother had hired someone. My mother knew. I remember sitting there, staring at those words, feeling like the ground beneath me had never been real. But I didn't break, not completely. I cried, yes, but then I stood up and decided I would not let their version of the story win again. The legal battle that followed exposed everything. My grandfather had documented years of trying to protect me. Neighbors came forward with the truth about the night I was thrown out. The lies my mother had told for decades fell apart in a courtroom. The will was upheld. My brother was arrested and later sentenced to prison. My mother walked free legally, but her reputation collapsed. She lost the life she had built on falsehoods. And me? I inherited more than money. I inherited proof that I had been loved fiercely, even when I couldn't see it. I used my grandfather's house to create a safe place for young people like me, those who had nowhere else to go. It's not perfect, it's messy and loud and full of life, but it's real, and it's built on choice, not obligation. My mother tried to come back once more, standing across the street like a stranger, asking for permission. I didn't give it, not out of anger, but clarity. Some doors are meant to stay closed. My brother, even at sentencing, showed no remorse, only regret that he hadn't succeeded. That told me everything I needed to know. Today, I don't hate them, but I don't need them either. What I've learned is simple, even if it took a lifetime to understand. You don't owe loyalty to people who hurt you. You don't owe forgiveness on demand, and you don't owe silence to protect those who would destroy you. Survival is not betrayal. Boundaries are not cruelty, and building a life on your own terms is not revenge. It's freedom. My grandfather knocked on every door he could to protect me, even when he failed. And now, in a way, I carry that forward. So if you've ever felt abandoned, forgotten, or made to believe you were the problem, listen carefully. You are not. You are allowed to leave. You are allowed to rebuild. And you are allowed to create a life where you are chosen every single day.